Hello lovelies, welcome to Narc Free Formula. My name's Freedom, thank you for joining me. Today's episode, I'm going to do a Talk Back Tuesday. So I'm going to speak to a couple of my viewers who have left comments in the comments section on YouTube. Alright, so the first person I'm going to speak to is Kate, who says, I found out mine had been taking Viagra behind my back. He didn't have erectile dysfunction with me. We were very spontaneous. When I asked why he was carrying it around in his bag, which he told me himself, he said it's because I made him feel under pressure to perform on holiday. When I asked why he hadn't told me about the fact he had Viagra, perhaps we could have just laughed about it and had some fun with it, he said he was embarrassed to tell me. When I asked why he had it at all, he told me his brother had given him some to try. See how none of these answers were taking responsibility for himself? Anyway, I got upset and I said, it makes me wonder what else you're not telling me. He sighed and said, I know. He was drunk at the time. Lots of truth came out when he was drinking. Obviously, there was a lot he wasn't telling me. All right, Kate. This goes not just to Kate. This goes to, anyone who is looking to the narcissist for validation or trying to hold the narcissist accountable or trying to collect evidence. The reality is that the narcissist is never going to say to you, yes, you've caught me out. You're spot on. You are 100% correct. I am cheating on you. I'm sneaking around. I'm lying to you. Everything I do is a lie and a con and a manipulation. Never going to say it. But the thing is, their actions are telling you everything you need to know. So just from reading that comment, we know he's carrying Viagra around in his bag. He's doing it behind your back. He's spoken to his brother, allegedly, about this issue, the issue that he doesn't actually have because you said he actually doesn't have that problem. So basically, what we can see from his behavior is he's lying. He tells lies. He makes up stories. And he carries Viagra around. He's doing that because he cheats. Now, either he is cheating or he's hoping to cheat. But either way, the fact is, you can ask 50,000 questions and they will never answer them honestly. They will just lie upon lie until you are so confused and so, just so out of touch with what's really going on. They will gaslight you, confuse you, make you doubt yourself, make you doubt your own mental health. Actually have you thinking, well, maybe I'm going a little bit crazy. Or maybe it is normal for people to carry around Viagra in their bags behind their partner's backs. No, it's not normal. It's not normal at all. All right, so as I said, for anyone else who's trying to get evidence on the narcissist and then trying to take the evidence to the narcissist and get them to validate it, they're never ever going to do that. You have to trust your instinct. You have to trust your intuition. It is there for a reason. So when you go to them with your evidence and they gaslight you and start making you feel crazy, get back to that place where you actually listen to yourself. Get back to that person. And that person will stand up for you. And that person will say, yeah, nah, that doesn't make any sense. No, I don't believe you. And the more you say you don't believe them, the angrier they're going to get. So, look, just take your evidence and do what you need to do. Run. All right, darling. So, my next comment is from Sally. Sally asks, do you think They just keep their main supplies around to keep fuel flowing, but meanwhile hunting for the new supply, feeling of being with new supplies to explore. The narc I knew seemed to constantly have new supply. So if it was constant and no one was ever, if it was constant and no one was even the only new one, ... All right, darling Sally. Yes is the answer to the question. Yes, they do keep their primary supply, fuel supplies around to pump out the fuel while they source new supply. They have absolutely zero loyalty to anyone but themselves. They are opportunistic. If they're being, on the surface, if it looks like they're being loyal to someone, it purely means that they haven't been able to source and lock down new supply that is on par or better than what they currently have. And the thing is that, you know, sometimes people who are with narcissists think, well, if I just be the best supply that he ever has, you know, we'll be together forever and we'll be happy. No, that's not how it's going to work. You can twist yourself into a pretzel trying to please a narcissist, but the reality is that every time your back is turned, every time you're looking the other direction, he will be doing the very best he can to source new supply. He will also be very aware of the fact that you are putting up with all of his abuse, that you have zero backbone, that you do not stand up for yourself, that you take all of his abuse. And so even though you are trying to do the very best you can to keep him, that in itself will make him keep looking for new supply, because he will then start to devalue you based on the fact that you have no backbone. You don't stand up for yourself. You do take his abuse, you know, and it's hard to respect someone who they don't see as being equal or having any value. So anyhow, back to the original question. So yes, they definitely will keep keep primary supply in place while they source new supply. And as I said, they will have secondary sources in place. They could have a narc harem going on. They will keep primary supply around for as long as it's convenient for them. If the primary supply leaves them or escapes them, they will be able to pull in one of the secondary sources that they have waiting in the wings. And this is why they do it, because they are addicted to fuel. They cannot get through, you know, a few days without some form of fuel. So they're not going to risk a breakdown in their supply chain. If you think of it like drugs, imagine if someone's addicted to drugs and they have to have daily drugs. They're not going to, you know, risk one dealer being busted and then going without. They'll always make sure they have a few drug dealers' numbers in their phone. And narcissists are the same when it comes to their sources of supply. They need fuel. They're not mucking around with this stuff. They'll say anything they have to get what they need from you. They'll do what they need, but at the end of the day, they are self-serving. They are opportunistic. They will always put themselves first. And if something and someone who offers better fuel or more fuel and takes less energy, then they will jump ship. All right, so my final comment / question of the day is from Jason. Jason, who says, Narc Free Formula, love your channel. Okay. What's strange is I'm 45, been married, divorced, been through relationships now for 30 years, and I have never been so hung up on anyone like this. Do narcs just have the power over us? I'm not new to dating evil women, but this one has thrown me for a real bad loop. My gay cousin took one look at her photoshopped profile pic and immediately said, "It's in the eyes." He may be right. He can see people, the real person within. I agree with him. All right, Jason. So lovely. No, I mean, yes, look, I mean, it might be in the eyes, but this is the thing. The reason that you're so hung up on this particular individual is because they are a narcissist. So they targeted you. They looked at what you wanted in a partner. They pretended to be that. So essentially, you, in your mind, you have lost your dream woman. You know, you are thinking that she is all the things she said to you that she was. You are thinking that she is all the things she pretended to be. She's not any of those things. She's just a character. This is just a facade. The whole thing is an illusion that she based on everything that you told her and everything that you showed her about what you want in a partner. So she sold you the dream. She mirrored you back to yourself. This is the other thing. She mirrored you back to yourself. So when you're looking at her going, "Oh, I like this woman. I really like this woman." Essentially, it's because she's acting like you and you like yourself. Narcissists are really manipulative when it comes to the way they target individuals and the way they sell the illusion. They are super perceptive, highly manipulative, and they tailor make their personality, their backstory, you know, and who they are for the individual person that they're with. So whoever the supply source that they are with, so it's you in this instance. So she's one particular type of woman to you. So I'm just going to go off the cuff and just make something up. So just say with you, she loves baseball and hot dogs and old-time rock and roll music, right? But then her new supply is a vegetarian, right? And you know what? Guess what? She's a vegetarian too. And she's into dance and techno music. And thinks that, you know, that sport is, you know, capitalist, you know, bourgeoisie bullshit, basically. So he's thinking, oh my God, look at this amazing vegan woman who's not into sports and loves dance techno. And you're thinking, look at this amazing woman who's into baseball, hot dogs, you know, and old-time rock and roll. Same woman, and yet, who is this woman? Right? So this is how they do it. So they base their likes and dislikes on what we mirror back to them. And then they go that step further and they work on that psychological level. So if you're, for example, I don't know, looking for, let's just say you're looking for someone who's really family oriented, you know, then that's what she's going to make out that she is. Or if you're someone, you know, you want a partner in crime, then that's what she'll be. They don't actually have a version of themselves. They're not real. Like, they're just not real. They are characters that were tailor-made to specifically lure and hook you in. And that is why you are finding it so hard to snap out of it, because you keep thinking that what she gave you was real. It wasn't. It was just someone who was playing a game, a really fucked game at that, but yep, playing a game with you. Someone who was consciously, I mean, it's like, you know, someone saying yes to everything you want, yes to everything you say that you like, and, you know, yes, they do too, yes, 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 and someone who never says no to you, gives you everything you want. you know, treats you like a king. It's pretty addictive, that kind of stuff. You know, oh, sorry, and I failed to mention the whole, you know, there's all the push and pull stuff, you know, so she's found all your weaknesses as well, tapped right into them, you know, so, okay, just say you've got some abandonment issues from your childhood, you know, the narcissist will play on those, you know, or just say it's another, you know, whatever your particular wounding is, because we're all wounded from our previous relationships, from our childhood, you know, life wounds us. The narcissist finds those, the origin of the wounds, and plays them out, brings them to life, reenacts them for us. So, for example, you know, this push and pull thing, you know, when they're loving and then they're leaving and then they're back, and, you know, you feel so good because they're back, and they create this physical addiction. I mean, that's essentially what they do. Your body goes through a chemical addiction to them. So all of the hormones and chemicals and, you know, the stress hormones that go through your body when you're under pressure, and then when you have that pressure relieved, so then all the endorphins and all the good chemicals flood your body. It creates a sensation like being addicted to drugs. So that is how this woman is getting under your skin. That is how you feel like, you know, she is so different to everyone else, you know, because she put you through your paces, essentially. She got you addicted. She threatened to take it away from you. She played games. Yeah, she put you through your paces. And she also would have pretended to be everything that you wanted in a woman. And it's hard when you think, you know, when you think you've got everything you ever wanted, and then you don't have it. You know, that's hard. And we get hung up on that stuff. So, best you just write it off as all one big bad decision and an illusion, because it is. The whole thing with a narcissist is fake. And the longer you spend with them, the harder it is to accept that. You know, when you've been married to them for a decade, have children, all that kind of thing. You know, it's hard to accept that what you had was fake, but it's the only way to recover from narcissistic abuse. It's one of the first steps to recovery, is accepting that it's fake. Anyhow, thank you for watching, lovelies. If anyone has any questions, leave them for me in the comments. On Tuesday, I'll do a talk back Tuesday. If anyone wants a one-on-one consult, the link will be in the description box. And I think that there's a few of my course available left also. That is also in the description box. All right, lovelies.